Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Troy West from allplayswin.com, handicapping a bunch of games in the round of 64 in the NCAA Tournament. And Troy West, of course, giving us lots of great picks, lots of great advice for many years. Tells me that he's 65% in college basketball since February 1st. Is that right, Troy?
It is, Pete. And you know what? We've absolutely killed it in the Pac-12 conference. Just like football, we cover this in basketball as well. Got a really, really strong lean on this in this game, Pete.
Really? All right. Well, I'm very glad you picked Stephen F. Austin, Utah. Now, for most of the regular season, Utah was looking absolutely awesome and undervalued. Excuse me. They were a good bet, game in and game out, looking like they might be one of these teams that would also, in the postseason, be a good bet to go deeper than expected and maybe a good bet on their game spreads. But at the end of the regular season, they tanked, right? They were kind of lost. The question is, are they going to be able to turn it around? I don't know. They were 2-5 against the spread over their last 7 games, including 4 straight-up losses. So it wasn't just that the market caught up with them. They were losing games. And Stephen F. Austin is one of these teams that people have circled as a giant killer. Last year, they beat VCU in the first round. And this year, they went to OT against Northern Iowa. They did have some other losses that were kind of big. They lost by 18 at Xavier. They lost by 16 at Baylor. They did beat Memphis, though, on the road. And, this is one of those games. People have Stephen F. Austin circled. Big question mark here, I think, is which Utah team are we going to get? The Utah team from the first 3 quarters of the regular season or the last quarter? If you can answer that question, I think you know which side is the right team to bet here. What's your take on this game, Troy West?
Well, like you said, Pete, Utah was good 3 quarters of the season, and I think that's going to pay off here going into March Madness. I know a lot of people have Stephen F. Austin circled as kind of the sleeper, a team that could get out of not just the first but the second round. I'm completely against that. I absolutely love this Utah basketball team, Pete. This is a good basketball team. You got to understand they lost on a half-court miracle three-pointer by Oregon to get knocked out of that Pac-12 tournament. I expect them to come into this tournament, Pete, chip on their shoulder. They're so balanced. They've got great guard play. They know how to play defense. They're well coached. This is a team that played in a really an underrated Pac-12 conference, Pete. There were some good teams. You had to play Arizona twice, UCLA twice, Stanford twice. There's good basketball teams. Utah held their own. They've been good all year. I know they slipped off a little bit here towards the end, but I look for them to flush that. I think you're going to get a very, very good Utah team, and I think Utah takes care of Stephen F. Austin.
All right, there you go, Troy West. I think that more people than not are leaning towards Stephen F. Austin here as being a side with betting value and maybe as one of the teams that's going to upset a higher seed. And I think the question is all about what to expect from Utah. Troy West, very firm in his convictions. Utah -6.5. Interesting analysis, Troy. Thanks.